Look, my 8 years of business experience and everything I've learned over the years, I'm obviously through my channel I get to share this. I've got enough people who, I love the fact that I've got a very small community who follows me, understands exactly what I'm doing for the short-term rental industry. And more importantly, look, today's topic, the 4P formula to increase your revenue. It could be a change of mindset in your short-term rental and Airbnb business is very crucial for me, really, because I find that over the years I've seen people jumping into this business, and great, by the way, there's no harm jumping into a business with very little or no knowledge, but also on the back of it, I've seen a lot of failures. I've seen a lot of people giving up. I've seen a lot of people losing money. And importantly, look, the industry doesn't deserve this, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that people sustain their property. We want to make sure that their investments return. And yet, at the end of the day, with everything, it's a learning curve in their life. However, in today's video, look, I want to make sure that you understand the 4Ps, understand the 4Ps in terms of business, in terms of short-term rental, and hopefully gives you a knowledge around why and how it's going to increase your bookings. So let's talk about the 4Ps formula in your short-term rental business. With every business, to be fair, when you're first looking at it, is your product. What is your product? What are you selling? Exactly. Do you understand it? Do you understand who your guest is? Second one is the price. Obviously, in our case, is it the nightly rate? Is it the profit? Is it the monthly rate you want to set? The third is the place, which is again for me, the locations of your property, the location of your investment area, and fourthly, the promotions. It could be any promotion that you run in the business. Look, Amazon, if you go into Amazon, they're constantly running promotion. You go down to a supermarket, you're walking down the aisle, you see different brands running different promotion. It's purely because they want to achieve those 4Ps in their product, in their services, and hopefully achieve the revenue, the profit they deserve. Look, it's been quite a fascinating journey. If you're literally about to start journey, I am sat down here 8 years later running a estate agent business, a full-on high street letting agent, estate agent in between McDonald's and KFCs, and taking back into years, I've seen how just that market placement between two different major brands in the world, it kind of made me feel actually I learned a lot. Secondly, I also learned how that drive, the traffic, might be not the ideal customer for my business, but just having that market placement really helped me. So let's talk about, firstly, breaking down into that 4Ps, the product, the price, the place, and the promotion. So firstly, let's talk about the product. Now, if you're looking to create an extremely best short-term rental brand, that should be your product, not the properties at all. Because look, property is the second stage when you're creating a business out from everything. Like, it doesn't matter if you're starting a restaurant, it doesn't matter if you're starting a bar, pubs, anything to do with it, your product is so important. Look, tech companies out there, I'm a massive fan. I've invested quite a lot of time understanding about tech companies. We've got something very special coming to the market right now in the next few months, which I'm very much excited to share, and it's purely because of understanding the product, understanding the business and the brand in short-term rental and vacation rental business. Now, in terms of our business product, what does that mean? A product in terms of brand means, is your brand out there? Is the logo out there? Is there, is the name catchy enough? Is the name of the title catchy enough? A lot of time people ask me, going back into years, right, when I used to consult client one-to-one basis, a lot of people go, Piers, actually, I'm just fancy using my surname as a part of the business. And I said, well, actually, that's great, but for me, I kind of disagree with that name, because having a surname in your company name could effectively mean that tomorrow, if you're trying to sell the brand because you've scaled to, let's say, 30 properties, you've got a extremely high profitable business, and you fancy selling it, the fact that you've got your personal brand, your personal name on the company name, somebody might not want to buy the business brand name because you've got your surname on it. Effectively, if you've got a different company branding which is relatable to your service, all of a sudden you've now got the extra thousands that you've added because you're selling the brand itself. So you can see how longevity wise, I think about just naming those brands, naming your products, so eventually it helps you. Second thing in our industry, talking about pricing, look, we've got two different pricing in my head. Anytime with short-term rental, vacation rental, any properties to do with Airbnb is, yes, nightly rates. Do you understand the nightly rate because you've just gone into Airbnb, or do you actually understand the nightly rate based on demand? Because again, previous video I've spoken, you can have a nightly rate, you can go on Airbnb, you've looked at someone nightly rate and it said 130, 140, 150, and averagely you probably worked out £140. The reality is 140, if you go into each and individual listing in your investment area, that could end up being a disaster because they could only be booked for 2 to 5 nights of the month, effectively losing them money because effectively they're not fully booked. So what they're charging versus the occupancy rate is completely different. On the other hand, I look at then the monthly booking or the longer term booking, which then allows you to attract the profit at the end. Reality is, look, everyone works for profit. Your business is there to make you money, not just revenue. Now, let's talk about place in vacation or short-term rental business. For me, I think the online travel agents such as Airbnb, Booking.com, Vrbo, Expedia, Hotels.com, there's plenty I can list with. Actually, if you haven't watched a video I've done regarding a channel manager, how to, who to choose. They're generally channel managers. If you sign up with them, they'll sign up to all this channel, all the OTA in a click of a button. However, a lot of people forget that a place could be direct bookings. Where can you advertise direct booking? Is it just your website? Is it Google? Is it Facebook Marketplace? Is it Instagram? Few of my clients actually has started using TikTok because they're used to doing smaller night, minimum nights as 2-3 nights because their investment area tracks that. It's going back to understanding the place. Where do you think your customer, your potential guest, and their behaviors right now to book you for long term, if that's what you're looking for? If you're going, Piers, actually, I'm here to attract the maximum nightly rate, I'm quite happy to be hands-on in the business because I've got time, then you might be turning around your strategy and looking at nightly rates to then attract you profit. Whereas in our case, we're looking for longer term booking and attracting you profit at the end, which either way is great, just need to understand exactly what you want to achieve. And lastly, the promotions you run in the business. Look, there's so many different promotions I've created over the years for different businesses around, of my first retail business to my estate agent and letting business, my online businesses, property investment businesses, and everything goes back to understanding your customer need and requirement. Promotions are made for attracting customer for a short space of time where effectively you still get business, right? You still make money. What happened in 2020, I know many people running different types of promotions could effectively not work because if you're on a vacation location, then look, at that time nobody was traveling. How are you going to attract bookings? What should you have done to run that promotion? What should you have flipped in that business at that time to attract you those bookings? So over the years, in 2020, and if you go back and watch some of my videos, I've actually interviewed some of my clients and also my YouTube channel. We've spoken constantly about saving, failing businesses. We've saved in above of 20 businesses today, which I can proudly just go back into their accounts and see these are the work that we've done. These are the promotion that we've ran at that certain time frame for the business, which allowed them to survive. I had clients crying on Zoom calls going, Piers, I have no funds left to pay my next bill. Is it time to give up the unit? We were there to run certain promotion to help them get out of that period, effectively to just understand the guest behavior. So look, promotions, the 4P, the end part of 4P is quite crucial, especially when you know the market. So look, to put this in a nutshell, the 4P in business is major. If you look at from a business analysis perspective, you can go back and look at business plans. People use this all the time. Major brands are doing it days in, days out. When I was employed, big companies were using this, and effectively I've taken that mindset, turned it around to more of our industry, and really started breaking down into things. Look, if this is new to you, please comment down below what you've learned. Please let me know what further detailed version of, if you wanted me to talk about more about pricing, do you want me to talk about more about locations, which is place, promotions, product, please let me know what you want to learn furthermore into this video, and I'll happily cover them. Thank you so much for watching another Grow Your BNB video. Look, we've worked with over 1900 properties all over the world, different locations, and today we sit down and share you the most vital part of your short-term rental business, the 4 Ps. So guys, please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share, and we'll be back with another video soon.